Long Distance Calling with their latest album, Trips. 11 tracks for 60 minutes with the bonus edition. There's a shorter edition out there. Fifth studio album from this German five-piece. This album is notable for the vocals, as it is something they've done rarely in the past. Peter Carlson got the nod, who has worked with them before as a guest. Released via Inside Out Music in April 2016, and for the first time in the history of Jimmy being on the show, he's printed out a review. Let's see if he can read it.
Thank you.
Golf clap.
Thank you. Thanks to Gary and Peter of 3PBS Screaming Symphony for turning me on to this album. We love THRS Radio. Of course, that's our radio, but we love the commercial, not commercial, the community station.
That's the one.
Opening song is about as 1985 synth rock as you can get. Yep. I was thinking A Flock of Seagulls, Duran Duran type stuff, and I bloody love it. But then halfway through the song, it changes and becomes this amazing rock song.
Mm-hmm.
I love the guitar sound on this album. I'm not sure if Dennis will like it. There are no guitar solos on this album, but you don't even notice that there's no guitar solos.
That's true, actually. I'll pay that, yep.
Vocals are only on about half the album or less. It's very much about the music and the arrangements. I had written down here a guy called Martin Fisher handles the vocal duties, but I might have got that wrong. But whoever it is, I love his voice. I also like how it's slightly pushed back in the mix, makes the music the main focus. And their early albums apparently have no vocals at all or something, so whatever. I can't classify the band. They jump in and out of all different genres.
Yeah, they do anything.
I think if you like bands like Anathema, Porcupine Tree, Terra Maze, Coheed and Cambria, and maybe Opeth's lighter acoustic stuff, I think you're right. Might like this band. Anyway, there's a song in there called Plans, I think it is. It's one of the best songs I've heard this year. Complete musical journey, Andrew. That took me on a musical journey. Different soundscapes, amazing song. I'm using up all the time. Production is faultless. There's prog, straight up rock, 80s synth, pop influence, and some really heavy music. You need to listen to it more than once. There's so much light and shade and peaks and troughs.
Oh my God. Here we go.
It's amazing. My only
And dynamics.
Yeah, and dynamics. My only criticism of the album is the occasional narrative voice, which I thought they probably didn't need to do, but it's okay.
I liked it. I thought it worked.
It's good. This is the best album I've heard so far this year.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Can't stop listening to it. It's a 10 from me.
Nice.
You've got to listen to this album.
Well, like Jimmy said, holy shit, the opening track had the biggest 80s vibe about it. Terminator in 1984 synth rock vibe. Fucking oath. I was not sure where this would go. Actually, even the opening track, I wasn't sure where it would go until the guitar kicked in with bitching riffs. That was cool. And I was hoping that the rest of the album would be like the opening track, but I was wrong. I'll give it this. It's very unique and diverse, but I don't like the potential promise of awesome 80s synth stuff and then being given something else instead.
Yeah.
Musically, as in each individual instrument, it's fucking amazing. Compositions are fantastic. Production out of this world good.
Yeah.
The guitar work is excellent, especially. It just loses me somewhere, and I'm not sure where. Probably because the opening track had me so excited, but the rest of the album didn't deliver the same kind of goods. Not to say that the rest of the album isn't good, but I definitely prefer more of the first track kind of thing. You know, when you hear it, you'll see what I mean.
Or you won't. Yep.
Strangely enough, I got kind of an Evanescence vibe from a few of the songs, not sure why, and I wrote down might just be the female vocal, but turns out there isn't one.
No.
Whatever. Production-wise and music style-wise, it's almost like the prog rock version of Vector, which we reviewed earlier. Listening to this in the dark would probably send Jimmy on a musical journey.
Hey.
I fucking did. I wrote that down. Gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Very diverse, very unique, and that's what we want.
Yes.
Standouts were Getaway and Echo.
This is truly one of a kind, and probably the best produced album I've heard this year. That's saying something for me, considering how much of attention I paid to the production.
Exactly.
The depth and space, peaks, troughs, dynamics, all of that sort of stuff is absolutely phenomenally done on this release. Well done. One of the most diverse and interesting listens I've come across. Considering it goes for an hour, it does not feel like it at all. That hour races by. You can listen to this more than once and you'll just be sucked in. It does completely drag you in. Great album craft, all the right things in all the right places, not just the songs in the order, but also what's in the songs themselves. It is mostly instrumental, but it goes anywhere from soft and atmospheric to balls out, almost industrial metal type stuff in there as well. We listened to one before and I was saying that's like Rammstein, but then you were saying it was like
Down with the Sickness.
Yeah. So they go from atmospheric, almost Pink Floyd kind of territory, in my opinion, all the way through to that, which I love that diversity. I wrote the same thing as Jimmy. I reckon they go really well with Terra Maze. If you're a fan of
Yeah,
Terra
I
Maze,
agree with
you'll
that.
like this. Musically, this has everything: rock, metal, jazz, pop, old and new school influences all over the joint on this one. All finished off with amazingly done production that sits everything where it's supposed to with great use of space. Great groove and dynamics across the whole album. And the vocals, when they are there on the album, serve the songs.
They're great.
For such an out there act, the method they've done is so organised and intelligent and creative and just so well done.
Yeah.
Like I said, even though it's a long listen, it does not feel like it at all, which is fantastic. I have more notes.
God.
Not a lot.
It's a 10-minute review.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's right. Go on YouTube.
I want to check out their previous catalogue, which
Yes.
would be
Yeah.
so that's a win right there. I don't often say that at
No.
all, but for me to say that, this is one that I do want to go and check out some more. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow, nice.
I picked Trauma, Lines, and Plans, and we'll give you a taste.